Hey guys, what's going on? Coach Justin here from Ultimate Baseball Training, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about 3 power killing mistakes that a lot of younger hitters make out there, okay? So these are things that are really going to hinder your contact rate and your confidence, your average, and definitely your bat speed and power at the dish. So more importantly, I'm going to show you these things, and then I'm going to show you how you can actually avoid them to start improving your hitting, improving your game today, okay? So without further ado, let's jump into the video. The very first one is the lack of separation. Okay, so what do I mean exactly when I say the lack of separation? Well, I'm a big analogy guy, and I want you to think about a rubber band, okay? Act like I'm holding a rubber band right now. My goal is to launch this thing as far as I possibly can. So I have it in my fingers, and I pull it back an inch, and then I let it go. Well, it's probably not going to go very far if I do that, right? But on the flip side, what if I'm holding that thing out there and I really stretch it back, this far, and then I let it go? That thing's going to travel a pretty big distance, right? Well, it's the same with your hitting, okay? It's all about building up that energy within your body, storing that energy and unleashing it at the last second. And in order to really maximize that, you need what's called separation, okay? So what that means is basically you're allowing your hands to walk away from your body. I see too many young hitters, watch my hands right here. They have their hands here and they go into their load and their stride and their hands never move, and then at the last second they just try and throw their hands at the ball like that. That's kind of like that first rubber band example where I'm not really stretching it out. I'm just kind of, stretching it back, pulling it back an inch and then letting it go. There's really not that much there. I can still make contact maybe that way, but there's not very much behind it. It's the exact same with your swing, okay? So instead of keeping our hands in the same spot and just, throwing the knob at the very last second, how do we separate? How do we improve on that? Well, it's allowing your hands to walk away from your body. So what that looks like, I go into my load, and as I stride forward, as my momentum goes towards the pitcher, I'm simply going to allow my hands to naturally go backward. It's not an artificial, I'm not pushing them back. It's load, and as I stride, they naturally go back into a launch position like this, okay? The knob of my bat is facing down towards the catcher. I'm in an athletic position, and this front arm is extended. It's not barred out like this. It's not perfectly straight. There's still some bend in it, but it's definitely not in here like the original example. It is extended, and I have good, solid separation, okay? I can really feel down here a lat stretch, and I can feel that energy stored up, so at the last second, I can just drop that heel and boom, whip the bat through the zone. So that is separation. An easy way to work on that, like I mentioned, just sit there and have a narrow stance, a small little rock back for a load, over exaggerate your stride, and as you stride, allow your hands to just walk away from your body. So you can do this in front of the mirror, you can do this out at the field, just do 25-30 reps of rocking back, and boom, just like that. That is separation. Okay, so power killing mistake number 2 is I see a lot of younger players, they load over their back knee, over their back foot instead of against it, okay? So what does it look like to load over your back knee or over your back foot? This is the wrong way to do it, but I see a lot of players, they go into their load and they let their weight get way out here. They load over it, so my body is pretty much in a straight line here, all right? So they go from this position to over their backside, and as you can tell, as soon as I do that, I'm completely off balance. Check out watch my head, check out how much my eyes move when I go like this, and then if I were to stride forward, my eyes are moving all over the place, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to recognize pitches or anything like that. It's definitely not good. You're automatically beat when you load over your back knee or over your back foot, okay? So what you wanna do instead of that is you wanna simply load against your backside, and that makes it super easy to just pretty much glide forward towards the pitcher, and you're already gonna have that positive momentum going towards the mound, and it's gonna be a much more powerful swing, much more powerful, compact. Your bat speed's gonna be there, okay? So I'm a big visualization person, so what I want you to do is visualize a triangle just like this, all right? And imagine, triangle does not have any straight up and down lines like this, okay? Everything is curved in. So I want you to imagine an angle similar to this, okay? Not a ridiculously steep triangle, but an angle similar to this. That's what we want to keep with our back side, okay? So I'm gonna put my bat there. We want to keep an angle like that. We don't want to let our body, get over our back foot, because that's breaking that angle. What we want to do is we want to simply, load into our back side and against our backside, so we can easily just glide forward. But again, we're not letting our weight get back like this. So it's just one of those things where you got to practice it. Go, do your swing in front of a mirror at 25% and just go through the entire motion, okay? And work on your load and gliding towards the pitcher. That's all you have to work on, okay? Against my backside, gliding towards the pitcher, and you'll feel it's really natural when you do it properly. Your weight automatically, when you pick up your front foot, you shift your weight back a little bit, it automatically wants to go down. That's just where your momentum's going, and that's exactly what we want. So that's mistake number 2, and that is how to avoid it. The last power killing mistake that I see a lot of younger players make is they don't keep their front hip closed or hip closed long enough. So let me explain what I mean by that. I see a lot of younger players and they don't wait until their front heel drops to start rotating their hips. And that's really when the hips and everything else starts to fire. You go into your load and your stride, okay? So I stride on the ball of my front foot there. And then when that front heel, when it drops, that's when everything else whips through the zone, okay? But what I see a lot of younger players do is they load and they stride almost on like their toe. And then, it looks really, really awkward. This is not gonna be natural. But then they kind of get a little premature hip turn like this going. I think it's just, they're telling themselves, get their legs into it, get their hips into it. So they do this premature hip turn. And again, it looks something like this on the toe of my foot and a premature hip turn. And then as soon as I do this move here, all my power is spent. I have nothing else to throw besides my hands into the ball. So bottom line, the best way to work on this is just swing at about 25%, okay? So go through your swing really, really slow motion and think about each individual part. So load, okay, stride. I'm striding and I'm landing on the ball of my foot. My front foot is slightly open, okay? It's not closed off like this, it's slightly open. But what I really like to do is just go piece by piece, and then I wait in this position here. I get into my launch position and I wait to initiate heel drop, and as soon as my heel drops, then everything else, my back knee, you'll see that my back knee and my hands, the knob of my bat, are working simultaneously. My hips are firing, and it's all triggered by that front heel dropping. So that's the timing there, all right? So don't do any premature, artificial hip turn or anything like that. Wait until your front heel drops, and that's gonna make you a much more consistent, much more powerful hitter. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, what I want you to do is leave me a thumbs up below and get in the comments section. Let me know what you want me to make future videos about. We're coming out with new videos every single week, so it's great to hear from you guys. Let me know what you want to see next, all right? And if you're not already, like I mentioned, subscribe. And I actually have a free bat speed workout for you, okay? All you have to do is click on the very first link in the description below this video. It's gonna work on your mobile phone, your tablet, your iPad, your computer, whatever, but click on that very first link in the description, okay? ultimatebaseballtraining.com, and go grab my free bat speed workout. It's a step-by-step workout. It's guaranteed to take your bat speed to that next level, okay? So again, first link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can click here to subscribe right now, and I will see you next time.